Hi everyone, welcome to our Wednesday program here on TNT. We've got quite a few guests here at the moment, so I'm doing my best not to interrupt them, but most of them are outside enjoying the beautiful morning here on Turtle Beach. Now, apropos of absolutely nothing, but one photo that went, quite viral yesterday, and it's a picture of, two young gentlemen who have arrived at the departure terminal at the Phuket International Airport. Now, kudos to them both for actually being able to find matching leopard print Speedos, and they do seem to have matching thongs as well. Thongs, sandals, flip-flops, whatever you want to call them. But that photo's gone absolutely viral. Most people saying, well, it's inappropriate. I'm pretty sure they would have been stopped at the door and asked to put some clothes on, but, maybe they were just rushing from the beach and didn't want to miss their flight. Anyway, that photo has gone absolutely viral, and I suppose it'll spread around the world with all sorts of clever memes. Getting into some other news. By the way, if you haven't subscribed already, I'd like to invite you to do so. I'm not going to send you any emails. You don't get any interruptions from me. It just means when you do go to your YouTube page, we might pop up on that front page. Now we go to calcidenglish.com, and this is a follow-up, or about all the follow-up we can find anyway, about that Russian band, Russian-Israeli band really, who were being detained in Bangkok. This is the latest we have. It seems that some of them are still in Thailand. Rock band critical of Putin is detained in Thailand, fearful of deportation to Russia. And members of a rock band that's been critical of Moscow's war in Ukraine remained locked up Tuesday in a Thai immigration jail, fearful that they could be deported to Russia, as a reported plan to let them fly to safety in Israel was apparently suspended. The progressive rock band BI2 said on Facebook that it had information that intervention from Russian diplomats caused the plan to be scuttled, even though tickets had already been purchased for their flight. Now, you may well ask the question, what exactly have they done wrong? We're going to try and get into that as well. And according to their Facebook post, the group participants remain detained at the immigration centre in a shared cell with 80 people. They declined to meet with the Russian consul. That would have been the Russian consul general in Phuket. The Russian press agency RIA Novosti said the refusal was confirmed by Ilya Ilyin, the head of the Russian embassy's consular section. And the group later said on Telegram that its singer Yegor Bortnik, whose stage name is Leova, was at the airport awaiting a flight to Israel, but the other members remained in the jail. Now, it says the 7-member band were arrested last Thursday for playing a concert in Phuket for not having the proper working papers. Now, exactly what that means is not quite clear. If you're a music group and you're coming to Thailand, you would normally get a temporary working permit, or if you're living here and you wanted to play, then you'd have a full work permit. Now, there are lots of people that get caught for working without a work permit. If you've got a tourist visa, you can't work in Thailand. In fact, most visas you can't work in Thailand unless you have a B visa. So we don't really know the details on that, but it's very unlikely that you'd be deported for not having a work permit. Now, it seems, as reported here, that they paid a fine. But after paying the fine, they were sent to the Immigration Detention Centre in Bangkok, and not a place you really want to visit, given the many reports we've had about that place in the past. But you wouldn't be sent to the Immigration Detention Centre for not having a work permit, so there's something more going on here. And Human Rights Watch said the detained musicians include Russian citizens as well as dual nationals of Russia and other countries, including Israel and Australia. And it's not known, according to Human Rights Watch, if the Russian authorities have sought the band members' forcible return to Russia. The Russian authorities have used transnational repression, so they say. And then they go on to say that Russian authorities have used transnational repression, abuses committed against nationals beyond a government's jurisdiction, to target activists and government critics abroad with violence and other unlawful actions. Well, that's according to Human Rights Watch. And Russia's ambassador to Thailand said Russian diplomats were not responsible for the group's detention, And he said, it's not our practice to dictate to anyone. Americans can do this. We don't behave like that and don't make such requests. Apparently there have been no public statements from Thai officials on the situation. So the Russian ambassador not missing the opportunity to have a bit of a dig at the US. And finally, that article, we just want to mention that Grant Peck reported from Bangkok. Associated Press writers were also involved in contributing to that article. Now, we don't really know any more than that, and it seems that some of the band members are still being detained in Bangkok. At some stage, we're going to find out exactly what's behind all this, but as I said, just not having the correct work papers is not the reason they're being kept there, given that they've already been fined and paid the fine. Let's move on to our next story, and Bangkok Post. And this is, I suppose, the latest we've heard about some murmurings, only murmurings, about extending the visa waiver for some countries other than Russia. The TAT calls for extended tourist visas. Now, we should mention there were plenty of Russians coming to Thailand before the visa waiver was extended from 30 to 90 days, but it, apparently appears to be popular. And the TAT is asking the government to extend the visa-free stay duration for long-haul tourists, including those from the US and Europe, to 90 days, aiming to lift long-haul revenue to 40% of the country's total in 2024. And the article incorrectly says that Thailand currently offers tourist visas on arrival to nationals of more than 60 countries, including the US, the UK, Germany, France and Scandinavian countries. Now, it's not a visa on arrival, that's a totally different visa. This is a visa waiver, where they can just arrive and they get a stamp to be able to stay in the country without a visa for initially 30 days. And then it says most are eligible to stay for 30 days before they must apply for a visa. It's not a visa on arrival, it's a visa waiver. And the TAT will also encourage international airlines to open new routes to less congested airports and destinations such as Suratani, Utapao, and Chonburi, Krabi and Chiang Mai. Well, encouraging airlines is one thing, it actually happening is totally another, and that decision would be made by the airlines, not by the TAT. The article also just went on a whole lot of riffing about possible numbers for tourism this year, which we largely ignore from the TAT. So anyway, just another bit of rumours about the TAT ringing up their favourite politicians and saying, can we extend the visa waiver for some, it says American and European countries from the current 30 days to 90 days. So I'll keep on following that and see if anything's going to happen. This is the Wednesday TNT program. A big thanks to our sponsor, 5 Star Marine, and you can contact them at 5starmarinephuket.com. It's about the best way that you can get a private bespoke tour of the beautiful islands around Pangar Bay. And let me tell you, just looking out the window, I'd love to be out on the water today. Make sure you slip, slap, slop and wear your sunglasses. But a big day for the Move Forward Party today. Another appearance in front of the Constitutional Court. Let's go through this one. And reported in Bangkok Post, MFP braces for key court ruling. Attention will once again be on the Constitutional Court ruling on the Move Forward Party affairs when the court passes judgment today on whether the party's efforts to amend the Lèse Majesté law are constitutional. And the party has been accused of seeking to end the constitutional democracy with the king as head of state through an election campaign that called through an amendment to Section 112. Well, I'd be surprised if they can actually prove that. All they were doing was trying to codify the position and the role of the head of state, which was very different from removing the head of state. They weren't, for example, saying we want to change Thailand to a republic or have an elected president as the head of state. Nothing like that was ever mooted by the Move Forward Party. But the person who filed the petition did not seek to dissolve, that should be the party. It only wanted the party to stop trying to amend Section 112. So the court's ruling will not go beyond the petitioner's request according to observers. This means it's unlikely the court will dissolve the party, though the Move Forward Party may be ordered to abandon its push to amend Section 112. But today's ruling could be a precursor for a separate petition to be filed seeking the party's disbandment. And on it goes. Now, a response from the Move Forward Party, Mr. Parrott said that for any legislation to be enacted, it must go through a thorough multi-party vetting in Parliament, adding nowhere in the draft bill is there a mention of the amendment attempting to overthrow the constitutional monarchy. Well, that's the way I see it too, but of course the decision is up to the Constitutional Court, and we'll hear about that today, and of course we'll report on that result tomorrow. Now heading to Bangkok, where, well, the air pollution is once again in the news, and I bet it's going to stay in the news for the time being. Nation Thailand reporting Thailand's PM 2.5 situation ranked amongst the world's worst. And Thailand's air pollution levels are among the worst in the world, ranked at 20th, according to data from the IQ Air Quality Index. I thought maybe getting in the top 10 might have been more newsworthy, but Nation Thailand says, no, top 20 is bad enough. And as of 10 a.m. today, that would have been yesterday, the PM 2.5 concentration in Bangkok was 132, and that's classified as severe. And here are some of the readings from yesterday: Chiang Mai, Khon Kaen, Nakhon Ratchasima, Songkhla, Udon Thani, Buriram, noting that the Thai Air Pollution Control Department sets its upper limit of 37, so all those areas are way, way above that. And health recommendations for people in areas with severe air pollution are: avoid outdoor activities, especially if you have respiratory problems. Wear a mask if you must go outside. It would have to be a pretty good mask to filter out those PM 2.5 particles. And keep your windows closed at home and use an air purifier where possible. So, Nation Thailand reporting the air pollution, but also Bangkok Post, and it says capital's PM 2.5 levels soar. And the Thai Meteorological Department said fine dust concentrations, they can't bring themselves to use the word smoke, would accumulate continuously in Bangkok and adjacent provinces due to weak winds. Certainly the light winds at this time of the year are not helping the situation. And the department also said hotspots caused by burning, such as forest fires, have been detected in many areas around neighbouring countries, which also caused the rise of PM 2.5 levels throughout the central region of Thailand. And the highest number of hotspots were detected in Cambodia. Well, Cambodia is certainly the bad boy at the moment. We'll see the latest fire maps in just a moment, but we'll go to iqair.com, and this is at 7 a.m. this morning, so the traffic hasn't really even started yet, and already Bangkok looks like an absolute cluster. You can see that poor air quality extending right down the eastern seaboard to Pattaya. Let's go to the fire maps, and this is, I suppose, the most obvious problem we have. It's that huge concentration of forest fires and plantation fires in Cambodia. I would suggest 99% of them are plantation fires. But also you can see extending up into Laos, which I've indicated with an L, just in case you were wondering. And also if we go over to the left side of that picture, we've got Myanmar, and plenty of fires also in there. But not so much in Thailand, where it seems at this stage that there appears to have been some reduction in the amount of fires. But we are sort of in the early stages of the burning season. We'll just have to see what happens in coming weeks. The Wednesday TNT program, please subscribe to the channel if you get a chance. Now, you could go to the Louvre in Paris and see the Mona Lisa, or this. Nation Thailand reporting cat's testicles, relying on art to address Bangkok's stray cat problem. And there's the poster, and well, rather graphic. And apologies if you're trying to enjoy your breakfast, but we move on. Bangkok's Governor Chadchat visited the captivating contemporary art exhibition titled Cat's Testicles Rule the City. Temples, shopping, boat rides, or this. Casanova 2024 has a unique objective to employ art as a means to address the surging problem of stray cats in Bangkok while promoting their adoption. And key activities within the exhibition include a hands-on painting activity, encouraging participants to create artwork featuring cats' testicles. And visitors are encouraged to make contributions to support the stray cat neutering project, which aims to control the population of stray felines in the capital. Now, a lot of Thais, they just simply don't like to neuter their animals. This is causing a lot of these stray dog and stray cat problems. There's no rule here about compulsory neutering of animals, but it might be the only way that Bangkok can get its head around fixing this particular problem in the long term. As we just see the poster there, if you'd like to go to Casanova, it's on between 10:30am and 6pm at the Po Chang Art and Design Centre at the Po Chang Academy of Arts. Now you know. As we head to Pattaya and PattayaMail.com, Pattaya celebrates successful completion of Jomtien Beach restoration. I can bet you my bottom dollar that this photo was not taken yesterday, but it's a great photo nonetheless of this restoration project. Let's find out a little bit more. It says the beach is now stretching at an average width of 50 metres for some 3.5 kilometres. And highlighting the success of the beach restoration initiative from Pattaya Beach to Jomtien, the advisor to the Minister of Transport emphasised its positive impact on mental well-being and economic growth. How much did it cost? Well, nearly 522 million baht. Money well spent? Well, certainly if you look at the photo, it looks a whole lot better. Now, I had a bit of a walk along some of this restoration about a year ago, and yeah, it looks really good and fantastic for Pattaya to have a much nicer beach for people to use. But because they'd dragged the sand from somewhere else, it was quite gritty and had a lot of like seashells in it. It wasn't particularly nice to walk on, but still, it does look a whole lot better. And that photo and the story from PattayaMail.com. Thank you for watching today. Hopefully you're a bit more up to date with things happening around Thailand. Thanks to the staff from the Chip Fair Lele, and we look forward to seeing you again tomorrow.